Everything in the light get bright like heaven. 3 sevens. Yeah, and everything in the light get bright like heaven. 3 sevens. Yeah, and everything in the dark come to light. Get on my level. Think I'm finna stop going when I turn 27.
So let's keep going. So we see services.
So
Obedience.
scroll back up real quick.
Okay.
Go back to services. So right there where it says services, you could click that right there, book now.
Okay. So let's go through this page real quick.
And right here, people could see all my services I offer. Because I have different packages for dog training. I also have grooming. So, anybody who wants to book an appointment, this is where you start. You click that book now button, and you could go through all the different options.
This is clean. So, let's see. What is this website right here?
That's a different one. So I got two goals here. So I'm kind of in the mix of doing two things. So eventually, ban me for what? I want to turn into a nonprofit organization where I just rescue dogs, and then I want to train them up and get them healthy and get them with the right mindset to go join a family. And then eventually, I want to auction. I want to auction those dogs off, starting at like $50. So that's my long-term goal for ban me for what. So I'm kind of starting a different. I've already started the phase where I'm starting to transfer all the dog training stuff over to a different name, which is going to be called Dog Training LV.
Look at that. Look, man. Okay, I see enterprise and everything together. That's solid. So, okay, I see the email right here, phone number, Facebook page, Instagram page, dog train. You got 9 options. Let's see. See if I want to hear where it takes me. Okay, so we see prices. House call, 1 hour, $100. Wow, this is broken down. That's good. That's real good. That's detailed, so somebody knows exactly what they want. 12 house calls is $900, 30 minutes each. So it's really broken down in detail. And this is what customers love when they want something booked. Groom, short hair. Yeah, see. Yeah. You got your deposit. Yeah, so this is when you're building your website, these are the things you want to think about. This is what you want to think about is how long does it take for a customer to go from, I'm looking at what you have going to making a purchase. And when you have multiple ways they can see what you're doing, multiple social media pages, multiple emails, multiple websites, and if they click through these things, fast load times, ways to pay, YouTube videos, integrate all this kind of stuff in your website. This makes a seamless transition from, okay, I'm thinking somebody told me what he's doing, to, okay, I done purchased services already, to I done made phone calls. He done answered the phone. You got to be thinking about this kind of stuff when you're building your business. And, looking at it, he's done a phenomenal job. Logo here, everything, he has a concept on how he wants to, move towards a nonprofit for one section of the business, expand this side of the business. So, shout out to you for really thinking long term and kind of where you want this business to be years down the road.
Oh yeah, appreciate it. Definitely.
Shout out to you for that, because at that point now, what I'm saying, you got kids. So at the point where you could say, hey, my kids ain't never gonna have to wonder where a job is at or where that is at. You can, you can put them in positions. And that's power, because, we came up in a time where we had to figure a lot of things out.
Right. And I remember as a kid, one thing that irritated me was, I was coming up in poverty, and I tried to go get a job, at 14, 15, 16 years old. I was motivated. I wanted a job. I wanted to go work more than I wanted to go to school.
Right. Yep. Yep.
I was in there talking to the managers like, why? They was like, oh, you too young. At first it was I was too young. Then when I turned 16, then I went back. Then it was like, oh, well, you don't have the right grade point average. And I'm like, well, I don't care about school, man. I can't think about school, and I'm out here hungry, and I got holes in my shoes, and and things like that. I'd rather come in the grocery store and work. They don't really take no education, stock no shelves.
No, it don't. And there's so much, that's my problem with school is when you're young in elementary school, there's incentives like they give you candy, you can go play recess. But when you get older, like the problem with high school, I think is, there's not as much emphasis on what really makes sense. Like there needs to be courses on negotiation and an LLC course and things like that makes sense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because if I'd have had an LLC course, I'd have probably started a business when I used to sell ringtones for Nextel. I'd have had a business going in. Maybe I could have sold that business when that was still going, but I didn't know what LLC was until years later. Now, okay, got the LLC, got these other things. So you 100% right. And
right. It's things like that. It's not just, LLC is, it's a lot of things that go into a business and running a business and, just creating a website and putting your services up there is just it's just a small part of the battle. You got to know how to do your taxes. You got to know what kind of LLC you want, what kind of LLC is going to, be the right LLC for your lifestyle and how do you want to be taxed? It's a lot. It's, business laws and, different laws for different trades and different fields. And, you might have to have a different type of license for, a different type of a service. I know with dog training, it's not that much. Like the state doesn't require us to really I don't have to have a bachelor's degree or anything like that to be a dog trainer, so, it's definitely tough. And these are things I definitely wish I would have learned, while I was in a high school. Or I could have learned this stuff in middle school, to be honest with you.
Exactly. But it's a way to keep everybody on everybody doing the same things. But I think now that media has really taken the level that it's taken to with social media and all these things, now I think we're as close to true peer-to-peer as we ever been with the advancement in cryptocurrency, with the advancement in social media, with the advancement in platforms like YouTube, where you can just put a YouTube video out and somebody can send you a message and be like, hey, I ain't never had a job. I'm willing to work. I'm willing to, and next thing you know, bam, you can interview him, put him to work. It wasn't like that before.
Right.
This peer-to-peer stuff is powerful.
Right.
So
technology definitely has empowered us in ways.
Yes, there's so much different do. I like to bet on sports. That's something I like to do. I've made, things that went well for me when I do that. And with technology, with being able to get on apps, and I'm in California, and California says you're not supposed to do this, you're not supposed to bet on sports, you're not, but cryptocurrency says you can. So so I do it. You know what I mean? And, it's when things do work out for you, it's a beautiful thing. So, this peer-to-peer, nothing I want to tell people. This is somebody, support them. Like this all started, he see, video, somebody else we grew up with. I did an interview with him. He was showing love, showing respect, for the interview. I reached out, sent a few messages, and we right here. Collaborating and communicating. And that's all it takes. Just support people instead of putting people down, instead of hating on people. Shout them out. Say, hey, shout out to what you're doing. See something going positive, show us some love. It don't cost nothing to do that.
My boy, you talking about Duck.
Duck.
Doug been doing the stock thing. Me and him communicate often about stock. So yeah, when I seen it, I was like, yeah, he was telling me on the phone like he wanted to push forward in that direction. And I be, when I have, I don't really have too many people I could pick up the phone and call and ask questions about stocks. I was actually, crazy thing is, I was actually going through my phone looking for somebody because I had a question, and he was the only person I could call that I could have a conversation with that even relatively knew
One
what
second,
I
bro.
was
Somebody at the
talking
door.
about.
Give me 1 second, bro. Somebody at the door.
Yeah, do your thing.
1 second. All right, sorry about that, bro.
Nah, you're all right.
Go ahead, bro.
Nah, I was just saying, I was just talking about Doug, but it's definitely good. I'm happy to see, the ones that are, it don't matter if you just working, because I got friends that are just working a job, but they still doing good things, and they moving up in their field. And I have friends that are taking the entrepreneur route, and that's a beautiful thing also in itself, because like you say, it empowers us. Like that's one of my main goals. One of my goals, and the reason why I kind of started on why I wanted to have a business was because I want to create generational wealth. And the reason why I want to create generational wealth is because I want to provide, it's two things I want to provide the people within the generations after me. That's a job and a roof over their head. I don't want nobody in my family to have to worry about where they're going to live at or what they're going to do for work.
There we go.
Because if the school tell you can't work, don't worry about it. I'ma hire you.
Oh, there we go. So really think about what he's saying, and think about the skills that you have. Give it a shot. Try to do it for yourself. It might be a little daunting at first. It might be a little difficult because you're just applying the skills that you have, but keep at it for a few years. Keep trying for a few years. Keep your mindset growing. Keep your mindset going, because looking at his website, I'm extremely impressed with the pictures, with the software he has built under it and everything like that. The software he has it running on. I'm really impressed with the quality of the pictures, the quality of the videos that he actually has. It's a video down here. We're going to get to it where he has a customer, where he's interviewing that customer on their experience with his business. All this stuff it's really beautiful how it's laid out. And, just think about that for a second. Think about that. It's not that complicated. Their services, like, so many different, places you can go get your website built, that have back end things you can do yourself. So really think about that, because this is a really beautiful website. So,
and I built this one on GoDaddy. Shout out to GoDaddy for a dope platform.
Living my life with no regrets. Ain't trying to impress. We finish it less. No feeling, no ceilings. Touching the sky, I fly over buildings. You said you were healing. The ground I'm tilling. I'm planting the seeds. I'm reaping the millions. Hard labor, yeah, I put in the work. They all